Yo, what's good? It's your boy Reef. Today I'm going to show you how I'm going to cook a smoked chuck roast tacos. We're going to use this chuck roast. It has nice marbling, looks good. We're going to smoke it at about 250. We got two seasons we're going to use today. We got the PS Primetime Buttery Beef Rub that we're going to use. That's going to go on first. And then we got this one because I like to make the chuck roast nice and black, dark, melanin. We're going to use this black and tan, black salt beef rub. But before we get into that, make sure you like and subscribe. And you know, since it's the weekend, we gotta take a drink. A little hint. All right, so we got this chuck roast here, and we're gonna hit it first with our Primetime PS Buttery Beef Rub. You can't be scared to put a little bit of seasoning on these. We can't go light with it. So got little chunks, it's all right. So we'll put that all over there. Get that in there. This is a big piece of meat, so you want to get it to really stick into there, you know what I mean? Don't be scared to season it. Get your size. And we don't gotta go too crazy covering it, worrying about everything being covered, but we're gonna make sure we got this good and into the meat. But what you want to know is whenever you get this, you want your meat to sweat a little bit. You don't want to just hit this with your first seasoning and then come right back over top with your second. So we're gonna let this sit here. Make sure you're coated over everything, over every part of the meat. It's looking pretty good. So we're gonna let this sweat a little bit, and then we're gonna come back and hit with the black and tan. All right, the PS seasoning has been resting for about 15 minutes. Now we're gonna hit it with the black and tan. Get that all over. Make sure, let's open that up. We ain't scared to season this. Get that all over. Oh yeah. Pat that in. Get that all in there. Pat that in there. And we're gonna turn it. We're gonna get our sides. That right there ain't no joke. Get the other side. The good thing about chuck roast is it's kind of a cheap man's brisket. You can kind of season it and treat it just like a brisket. It doesn't cook the same, but it's the same, if you know what I mean. Okay, now we're gonna get the back. Oh yeah. All right. Now we want to dab it. Make sure this is all covered now, because this is our last seasoning. That's what is going to create our bark on there. And this actually creates a good bark because it's like more of a crystally seasoning. So it'll set on there and it'll look real good once we get done. So now we're gonna form this up. We're gonna let this sit for another 15 minutes and then we're gonna throw it on the smoker. Okay, we got the chuck roast here. We got the black and tan, it's settled in. It's been about 15, 20 minutes. We got an onion here. We're gonna set this away from the heat. That way you can cook low and slow just like our chuck roast. We got competition blend pellets that we're using, and we're running at about 250. So we're gonna open this up. We're gonna take this onion, put it back here, away from the smoke. Make sure that we don't have too much heat going to it. And then we're gonna take our chuck roast, put that right there in the middle, because it's not too hot. This is the hottest part of my smoker, medium, and then low, okay? So you wanna form up your meat, because however you form it is how it's gonna cook. So we don't want any thin spots If it's sprawled out and you have a thin layer anywhere in there, it's gonna cook faster and it'll be a lot super tough. So you want it to be nice and tight. And then we're gonna watch that smoke. It'll come over, hit this, and cook this nice and slow. We're gonna give this about an hour at 250, and we're gonna come out and spritz it if our bark is set. All right, been about an hour. We're gonna check. Our bark is setting in pretty good. You can see it's not really sticking to my finger. This is nice and tight, not rubbing off. So what we're gonna do is take this this spritzer. We got water, beef broth, and just a little bit of vinegar. I'm gonna spray it down just a little bit. Spray it down. You want to keep it nice and moist. And then you check over here. Our onions getting nice and soft, not cooking too fast. We'll even spritz that down. That way it doesn't get too dried out. All right, let it sit for a little bit longer, and then we'll come back and check it. All right, man, we're back. We got the chuck roast. It's been on the smoker for about 3 hours on 250. We took that onion that we had smoking. We put it in here, cut it up. We put it in a nice broth of beef broth, water, and then a little bit more of the PS seasonings. We're gonna take this chuck roast, take our probe. You can probe it in there. You can feel it. It's already up to temperature, I know that, but it's nice and soft. Our bark is set, and you don't want to poke it too many times because you don't want that juice to come out. So what we're gonna do is take this, we're gonna lay it right on that bit of onions. Get that in there pretty good. It's looking good. And what's gonna happen is we're gonna throw this back on the smoker, and we're gonna crank the heat up to about 300, and all that steam from the onion and from the broth is gonna go up through your chuck roast and get it nice and tender. So you wanna wrap this up. Nice and tight. Make sure you go different directions too. That way you don't have any openings. One more for good measure. All right, now we're gonna take this out, put it on the smoker, put it up to 300, maybe 350, just so that we can get this nice and hot. All right, y'all, we got that chuck roast off, smelling fire. You know, your boy did his thing. What we're gonna do now is take this off. We're gonna shred this bad boy up. You can see that color right there, dark, looking good. You see all them onions in there, super soft. So we're gonna take this, shred it up. Oh, look how it's pulling apart, man. That's good. That's good right there. We're gonna shred just enough for a taco real quick. That way we can taste test this. Yeah, that beef broth and PS seasonings rub, it really made this tender. So I got me a taco here. I'm gonna take this, put it right in there. Oh, get one of them onions. Let me get another one. Okay. I got some homemade pico de gallo, simple rub. And then we got some cheese we're gonna throw on top. Little cilantro. And you know we gotta top it off with a little bit of the juice, man. You know we do. You know we do. I know y'all are jealous, but I gotta take a bite. Fire. And since we had tacos, we gotta finish the night off with a shot of tequila. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching. First video in the books.